If you are looking for an absolute masterclass in small-town psychological tension, forensic observation tradecraft, and a pulse-pounding, deeply atmospheric cold case procedural thriller, you need to clear your calendar for Elle Gray. We are stepping directly into the misty, calculation-heavy shadow universe of the Pacific Northwest with Memories of the Falls, a spectacular, high-gear, and beautifully executed fourth installment that acts as a monumental narrative climax for the Sweetwater Falls Mystery series. Let's lay out the strategic narrative grid. If you are a fan of stories where a hyper-analytical law enforcement operative must audit a dark matrix of forgotten memories to neutralize an active predator, where a tight-knit community's defensive perimeters are threatened by long-buried secrets, and where the author utilizes an intricate investigative deduction diagnostic routine to solve a multi-layered historical puzzle, this book is engineered to lock you in. Gray completely dominates the small-town Gothic suspense dynamic, capturing the heart-racing momentum and psychological complexity popularized by Melinda Lee, Kendra Elliott, and Robert Dugoni, while treating neurological trauma, criminal forensics, and protective personal loyalty with exquisite care. The narrative tracking grid brings us back to the seemingly tranquil but deeply secretive town of Sweetwater Falls. For our seasoned investigators, the local territory has become a volatile psychological pressure cooker. A fresh, highly unusual data anomaly surfaces near the town's namesake waterfall, a discovery that instantly breaches the town's long-standing emotional safety buffer and connects directly to a notorious cold case that has haunted the region's protective law enforcement grids for decades. The spark ignites when our brilliant, observant protagonist launches a comprehensive, calculation-heavy cold case audit. The investigative tracking clock drops into an incredibly hostile setting as the team discovers that the historical files have been deliberately encrypted, misplaced, or tampered with by an inside force. To map the true criminal trajectory, the investigation must rely on the fragmented, highly unstable memories of a traumatized survivor whose personal safety parameters were blown apart during the original event years ago. The tactical parameters explode as our protagonist's investigative diagnostic routines begin closing in on a dangerous network of local elites. This isn't just a clinical search for old evidence, it is a live-wire race against an elite, calculation-heavy shadow operative who is actively monitoring the team's progress. Every close-quarters witness interrogation, every forensic excavation in the damp mountain soil, and every midnight strategy session chips away at the killer's cloaking protocols. Our investigators are pulled into a consuming, dangerous vortex where the lines between a cold trail and an active, lethal ambush completely disappear. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of logistical perspective and raw physical survival. The narrative reaches a fever pitch when the hidden data streams of the town's founding families begin leaking into the public record, threatening to bring the entire community structure burning to the ground. To survive the overarching web of historical lies and secure permanent justice, the team must deploy their full array of defensive tradecraft, outmaneuver bureaucratic interference, and face a chillingly intelligent antagonist who will stop at nothing to ensure these memories remain permanently buried. It is a small-town mystery, psychological suspense, police procedural, cold case thriller masterpiece that treats criminal investigation mechanics and raw psychological tension with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, someone is watching you energy, where an unannounced visitor at a local sheriff station, a sudden anomaly in an old autopsy report, or a strange car idling near a remote mountain trail carries massive structural weight. Gray writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the damp, earthy chill of a Pacific Northwest forest, the clinical white glare of a modern forensics lab, and the distinct, subtle scent of pine needles, old case files, and pure, unadulterated suspense. What truly elevates this milestone installment into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to write realistic criminal warfare alongside profound character evolution. Our protagonists aren't just detached crime solvers. Their internal battles with past cases, personal vulnerabilities, and intense protective instincts match the complexity of the psychological puzzle they are fighting step for step, making their race for the truth feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense analytical discoveries and breathtaking tactical standoffs before ratcheting up to an absolute jaw-dropping final confrontation that delivers total, hard-earned peace to the Falls. Memories of the Falls is the definitive pro-level upgrade your mystery and modern suspense library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unputdownable. It proves that when an entire town is built on a dark fabrication, the most lethal weapon you can wield is a flawless memory. So secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your security parameters, open your Kindle, and prepare to uncover what lies beneath the Falls.